Hello everyone, hope you are all well. My name is Ishfaq Bashir from Central University of Kashmir, Department of Management Studies. Today I present my research paper titled Impact of Labor Welfare Practices on Worker Motivation, a study of select public sector undertakings in Kashmir division. This is the outline of the presentation which I discussed with you one by one. Well, welfare is a broad concept referring to a state of living of an individual or a group in a desirable relationship with the total environment, ecological, economic, and social. Labor welfare includes both social and economic contents of welfare. Social welfare is primarily concerned with the solution of various problems of weaker section of the society, like prevention of destitution, poverty, etc. It is basically for improving health, safety, and general well-being of the employees beyond the minimum standards laid down by the labor legislations. The Oxford Dictionary defines the term as efforts to make work living for workmen. Punikar and Sankar in 2004 defines it as anything done for comfort and improvement intellectual and social of the employees over and above the wages paid, which is not a necessity of the industry. Labor welfare implies the setting up of minimum desirable standards and the provisions of facilities like health, food, clothing, housing, medical facilities, education, insurance, and job security, etc. Such facility enables the workers and his family to lead a good work life, family life, and social life. Now, need for the study. Most of the studies has been conducted on the statutory labor welfare facilities, but limited endeavor has been made on non-statutory labor welfare measures. So, researcher has conducted a study on statutory as well as non-statutory labor welfare facilities. Researcher has taken public sector undertakings into consideration because ample amount of literature have been found on the private sectors. In order to assess the impact of such practices on workers' motivation, the researcher took the lead in conducting the study on the PSUs. The conditions of Kashmir have led to not only employee exploitation but also to the demotivation among workers. So the study also focused on the motivation of workers. The study has taken into consideration the demographic factors, which has been the case of previous studies. Now, this is the conceptual framework. Labor welfare practices has two factors. One is statutory facilities, and another is non-statutory facilities. Then we have to check the influence of statutory facilities on workers' motivation and non-statutory facilities on workers' motivation. Now, the objectives of the study is to identify the labor welfare practices adopted by select public sector undertakings. Second objective is to study the influence of statutory and non-statutory labor welfare facilities on workers' motivation. The third objective is to study labor welfare practices as a motivator across demographic variables. Now, the hypothesis of the study is the first hypothesis is there is no significant influence of statutory labor welfare facilities on workers' motivation. The second hypothesis is there is no significant influence of non-statutory labor welfare facilities on workers' motivation. Labor welfare practices and workers' motivation are independent across demographic variables like gender, age, educational qualification, and experience. Now, research methodology. Research design is descriptive. Sample size is 350. Sampling unit is PSU workers, and methods of data collection is primary. Study area is Kashmir division. Now, the sampling. These are the select units of PSU which I have taken for the study. Sample size was collected systematically from the total population of each unit. Every time the respondents was selected for sample, so the total sample size is 350. In order to determine the sample size, the following formula was administered. This is the formula. Sample size come out to be 347, while final sample size considered for the study stood at 350. Sampling technique is systematic random sampling and data collection using interval schedule. Data was collected from 350 respondents. Now the analysis part, the first hypothesis is there is significant influence of labor welfare facilities on workers' motivation. This table shows that there are two items which are statistically significant and four items which are statistically insignificant. The level of significance is 0.05, which is equal to the p-value. So the result of the hypothesis is partially supported. Now the hypothesis second, there is no significant influence of non-statutory labor welfare facilities on workers' motivation. This table also shows that there are three items which are statistically significant and three items which are statistically insignificant. The level of significant value is 0.05. So the result of the hypothesis is also partially supported. The hypothesis third is there is significant difference in labor welfare practices on the basis of gender. This table shows that the statutory and non-statutory labor welfare facilities are significant difference with respect to gender, that is male and female. The level of significance is the level of significance is 0.05. The hypothesis fourth is there is no significant difference in labor welfare practices on the basis of age. This table shows that the age has no significant difference in statutory and non-statutory labor welfare facilities because the significant level is greater than the p-value. Hypothesis fifth is there is no significant difference in labor welfare practices on the basis of educational qualification. This table shows that the educational qualification has no significant difference on statutory and non-statutory labor welfare facilities because the significant level is less than the p-value. The level of p is 0.05. So the result of the hypothesis is supported. Hypothesis 6 is there is no significant difference in labor welfare practices on the basis of experience. This table shows that the experience has significant difference in labor welfare practices on the basis of experience. The level of significance is 0.05, less than 0.05. So the result of the hypothesis is not supported. Now the findings and discussions. Most of the studies, the first and foremost objective of the present study was to test whether there is an impact of statutory labor welfare facilities on workers' motivation or not. ANOVA was employed and the result is support that statutory labor welfare facilities have partial influence on workers' motivation. The present study also aims to assess whether there is any influence of non-statutory labor welfare facilities on workers' motivation. In order to arrive at the result, ANOVA was employed. The result of the ANOVA test support that non-statutory labor welfare facilities also have partially influence on workers' motivation. In order to come across the sub-hypotheses third A, third B, third C, and third D, t-test and ANOVA were used. The result of the study does not support the hypothesis third A and third D. As such, reveals that there is significant difference in labor welfare practices on the basis of gender and experience. However, the result of the hypothesis third B and third C are in conformity with the previous literature, which infers that there is significant difference in labor welfare practice on the basis of age and educational qualification. Now, the conclusion of the study is it has been concluded that motivation of workers is partially influenced by statutory as well as non-statutory labor welfare facilities because some items are statutorily significant and some are statutorily insignificant. That is why the motivation of workers is partially influenced. Study establishes that statutory welfare measures such as hygienic urinals, clean and safe drinking water, insurance coverage against accidents in workplace, shelter and restroom facilities, etc., contributes to personal growth and development of workers and also in cultivates a sense of loyal association among the workers towards their respective organizations. Non-statutory labor welfare measures have partial impact on intrinsic motivation of workers, leading to the overall development of the workers. To address the third objective, the results signify that there is significant difference in labor welfare facilities based on gender and experience among workers due to the difference in the privilege being provided to the highly experienced workers. Now, the limitation of the study is the researcher has been conducted only the research work has been conducted only to Kashmir region, and thus the result may only be generalized to specific conditions. In this study, only 9 PSUs were selected for the final sample, respect to other fact that total number was 17. The researcher found it difficult to approach the remaining number of PSUs because of the permission barriers. The information which has been gathered through newspaper, internet, research, article, etc. carries its own limitations, uh, as most of them are based on the author's own thoughts and perceptions. True picture behind it cannot be judged or portrayed. Now, the future research is a study of similar natures can be conducted in other public and private sector areas of Jammu and Kashmir separately. Demographic variables may be studied in context of welfare and job satisfaction. A comparative studies of labor welfare practices of public limited and private limited organizations can be done. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.